And this week we are joined by a bedazzled country star, Cynthia Renee. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Doing well. I love the hat.
Thank you.
You're all glittery too. I like it.
Yeah. You know, I try to look the part. I like a little bling now and then. You know.
Very cool. Well, tell us a little bit about who you are.
Well, you know, my name's Cynthia Renee, and I've been playing music since I was yay high. Started out singing in my grandpa's church, and I've found out as I've been doing radio station interviews that a lot of people get their start in their grandpa's church. So I'm not alone in that. Here I thought this was something special, and you know, but that's fine because it was my grandpa's church, so it was special to me. And yeah, that's where I got my start, and just you know, started singing at different places as I was growing up, and got the bug from there. And now, you know, recently signed a deal with SSM Nashville Records, and I guess that stands for Straight Shooter Music. And been doing a radio tour. We have a song on the radio right now called Working on a Hangover, and it's rising up the charts. And so we're just gonna see where that goes.
Very cool. Well, tell us a little bit about Working on a Hangover.
So Working on a Hangover, so I was writing with a writer by the name of Dustin James, and it was probably the fourth song that I'd been working on that day. We were doing songwriting sessions all day, back to back. And so Dustin came in, he was the third writer I worked with that day, and I was just pulling him out of ideas. I mean, I was like, dude, I'm toast. I can't do this anymore. And he's like, hey, I got an idea. So he started playing this lick, you know, and I was like, you know, it's kind of catchy, you know, it's got something that you could tap your foot to. And so we just sat down and we got some lyrics going on it, and next thing you know, we had Working on a Hangover, and it's a fun, you know, it's a downtown Broadway bar kind of song.
Right.
Yeah.
Fits right in.
Fun song, for sure. Yeah.
Well, let's take a listen to it. It's Cynthia
All right.
Renee's Working on a Hangover. Renee, Working on a Hangover. We're talking to Cynthia right now, and one of the things that, like you said, is kind of a running thing, is a running theme in country music is everybody got their start singing in church. So you do that. Is there a bug that was like gnawing at you at an early age, or was like, you know, I'm always just singing in church and I'm singing here and there and around the house, and then one day just everything clicked?
You know, it was definitely a process. I mean, my parents told me that when I was 2 years old, I would sing along with the jingles on TV. And, you know, that was before I really was forming whole sentences. So it just goes to show you I had an ear for music sounds, and I would just sing along with it. And then, you know, when I started doing the singing in church, you know, that was, you know, always fun. And then I started going around and singing at assisted living places as well, just to kind of, I'd bring my little karaoke machine with me, and, you know, sing to all these patients that were there, and they loved it. And you know, there's no judgment there. They just loved to listen to you sing. But then I thought, you know, I kind of want to get out into the real world and see what they think of me. So that's when I started. I kind of did the karaoke route, and I would go around to different karaoke bars and sing there. And that's when I got discovered by my first band. So they heard me singing. It was Black Velvet.
Oh, nice.
And they heard me singing that, and they're like, hey, you want to be in a band? And so I'm like, hey, yeah, I would like to check that out. So started playing in a band from there, because I've never played an instrument. I don't read music or anything. So definitely took me to the next level, having a band, you know, supporting me. So I did that for a few years, and then I decided I wanted to try writing music, because I've always journaled, and I've always had, you know, I'm kind of a lyricist. And so I started writing some stuff, and right about then is when Jeff came into the picture. JB here, he also likes to write music. And tell him how you found me.
I was looking for a female singer to be an acoustic duo partner with, and she was looking for a guitarist.
Match made in
So
heaven.
it worked out.
Yep.
And it was kind of a journey for both of us, because I had never done that before. And while she'd been doing that, she didn't really have a co-writer. So we started doing covers and then writing our own songs and releasing songs together. And then she got her development deal out here in Nashville and started writing songs with writers out here. So we have a mixture of stuff that we've written, that she's co-written, you know, popular songs that people know when we go out and play, whether it be as a duo or a full band. So it was really great.
Very nice.
So yeah, it's been you know, a process over time, but I think I've always had the bug since the time I was little. Yeah.
Right. So when people think of California, you know, we think of Hollywood, but that's not California. What was your raising growing up in California compared to what you're experiencing in Middle Tennessee?
You know, I kind of experienced, you know, California, like you said, there's all different parts of California. There's the Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and I think that's what most people think of with California. I was actually born in Laguna Niguel, which is near Laguna Beach, and then I migrated north, and now I'm like near Sacramento, which is a lot different than, you know, LA and that area. But a great, you know, great place. We're just, you know, close to Lake Tahoe, and we got San Francisco close by, so there's a lot of great things. I love California, but I love Nashville. I mean, it's definitely growing on me since I've come out here and experienced the lush green and, you know, all that. I could do without the humidity, but everything else about Nashville, I just love. It's a music town, and everybody loves music here. You know, it's like a happy place.
The one thing I like I say about Nashville is it's a town where everyone feels at home, but nobody's from Nashville.
Yeah.
It's like everybody. It's like everybody
right.
is a transplant, is what we used to call them. You know, so everybody's just transplanted
It's a
into
melting
Nashville.
pot. You're
really
right.
is.
If you ask people their, you know, their backgrounds and where they're from, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, California, I mean, yeah, they're from all over. And they do make you feel at home. And I think that's why I've embraced Nashville, is just because, like, I feel like I come here and I feel like I already have friends here. And I, you know, this is probably my maybe 4th or 5th time I've even been to Nashville, but I feel very embraced by
Very
Nashville.
cool.
So
You talk about writing songs but not playing music. What is the process of you having the melody in your head and,
it's
and like
interesting.
describing the melody to somebody else? And like, can you put that to paper?
You know what? Thank goodness for an iPhone, because, you know, recording yourself at 2 a.m. when you're thinking of lyrics and a melody in your head, that's the best way to do it. And I do that sometimes. I'll sing something into my phone. I've done that with Jeff before, and I've sent it to him, and I'm like, can you figure something out with this? And he's like, I'll work on it, you know, and then, you know, about a couple weeks later, he'll be like, I got something. So that's kind of the process and I've done that a little bit too with, before I met Jeff, I was working with a guy, which I still work with, Bill Bentley Studios. And I had the same thing where I had a song and I had a total idea of what I wanted in my head. I had the lyrics on paper and the melody in my head, and I just sang it into, you know, my iPhone. And then I called up Bill Bentley and I said, I need some studio time. I need you to help me. So I drove down there and we spent like 4 hours. He listened to it, and he plays every instrument. So he sat there and he was charting it out, doing all that, laying down some tracks. And then by the end of the day, we had a song. So that's
Wow.
kind of how it works. It's a little different process than probably most, you know, songwriters who can play and read music go through. But it's kind of fun because you can think outside the box a little bit, because you don't have to rely on musical notes, you know.
Let somebody else
He has
worry
to
about
do
that.
Right.
He has to fit it into the right music notes, but I don't have to worry about that.
I
So.
love it. Well, do y'all have something you'd like to play for us live?
Sure. Let's do Good On Me.
Okay, let's do it.
This is the first song I wrote when I was in Nashville. It's called Good On Me. I'm wearing that dress, the one that took your breath away from the night that we met. Watching that bob and play. Oh, you made me smile, you made me blush. I'm sure the world can see, baby, your love looks good on me. And you softly brush against my cheek when you hold my hand so tenderly, when you wrap your gentle arms around me. And as the moonlight falls like my dress down falls, so do I for you, baby. Your love looks good on me. Good on me, good on me. Ooh, gonna be late for work again, and you're the one I'm gonna blame. I've forgiven the words on your lips, the sweet in your kiss. I'm sure the world can see, Baby, your love looks good on me. As you softly brush against my cheek, when you hold my hand so tenderly, when you wrap your gentle arms around me, and as the moonlight falls like my dress down the hall, so do I for you, baby. Your love looks good on me. I pray that the morning sun don't rise. I wanna stay in this moment all my life. Ain't no mystery, it ain't hard to see why I fall for you easily. Your love looks good on me. Good on me, good on me. Good on me.
That's fantastic.
Thank you.
I've said this a couple of times in the podcast before, but I love how, like, just sitting here listening to y'all play, it's just like I get a front row concert, like a front row seat to like a great concert. It's great. It's like my own little private show.
Right?
But it's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
But I was thinking about this. You said you like to journal. Do you ever find yourself going back to the old journals and be like, I wonder if this could be a song?
I have done that, yes. And sometimes what I've done, I haven't taken like the total lyrics from something I wrote, say 10 years ago, but the concepts more, because I feel like my writing has developed a lot more since I've been working with other songwriters and with Nashville songwriters, and I feel like I'm a lot different writer than I used to be, but the ideas are similar. So I'll take some of the ideas and maybe some of the lyrics, but I'll fit them into a little more modernized version of my singing and
Right.
my vocals. So yeah.
Do you find that, I mean, we've always talked about, there's Nashville country, Texas country, California. Do you really find that there's different styles of that even in songwriting?
I do. In fact, when SSM called me up and said they were interested in signing me, and at the time it was just for a development deal, and now it's turned into a full label deal. But at the time, they, I asked him, like, I'm a California girl, and honestly, my background is a lot of rock style music and Melissa Etheridge influences and things like that. And they said, no, that's what we like about you. They're like, Nashville's changing and country music's changing. And it's becoming more crossover pop and rock and a little bit of, even a little R&B in there now. Mm-hmm. So that kind of excited me because I've always loved country, and, I listened to my dad listening to country growing up, and I've been influenced by Olivia Newton-John, Dolly Parton, love Lainey Wilson now, and
right.
people like that. But it's just, it's a different kind of music, and I think that nowadays almost anything goes. It's totally a new market out there. So
it really is, and that's one thing you talk to a lot of singers, songwriters, and when they talk about the people they listen to growing up, and it's all over the charts. I mean, it's used to be you're a country songwriter, like, well, who did you listen to growing up? Waylon, Willie, and Merle, and that was that was always, if you were a country songwriter, you listened to country singers, But now it's like people aren't afraid to be like, I listen to Boston,
Yeah.
It's like I listen to everything.
Absolutely. Like a lot of people say they get a Stevie Nicks vibe from me, and it's like, she's been an influence too, so I'll take it, So
Right.
it's just, music is music, and it different artists touch people in different ways. And I just feel like, even, in California, sometimes people would say, country music, and then I'll tell them some of the songs and the artists, and you never listen to like Kelsey Ballerini or Chris Stapleton, and like, oh yeah, I like some of that stuff. Yeah,
Right.
So, country is changing, and
there was a time when a crossover country star was viewed as like, ooh, you don't talk about that,
Right.
When Shania started doing kind of pop numbers or dance numbers to her songs, it was oh no, it was
Right?
taboo.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like you don't even hear a dance or a pop mix. It's just the straight country radio to pop radio. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everybody's listening to country music right now.
Yeah.
In some form or fashion.
I agree with you. I think it's definitely become much more mainstream than it used to be, and I love that. I love that my California friends are all, I feel like I've won them all over to country now. I'm like, you're my fans, you're gonna listen to country now, and they're like, you go, sister.
I love it. Another good thing about country music is the different varieties. You know, in different eras of country music, you always had you could identify the decade by the sound of the music, and now it's just so diverse. Even a '90s sound is coming back into country. I can hear a little '90s country in your stuff as well. It's like that's starting to come back, and it's just mixing with what's theirs.
Yeah, and it's like I don't even want to stay in a box with myself. I want to make sure that, you know, the songs I do, like Working on a Hangover, is totally different than Good on You. I mean, Good on You has a little bit of an R&B sound even. And then we got, you know, Chance You Gotta Take's another song we have. Well, that reminds me of just true, you know, like Shania type country songs. So they're all different, and I like doing that. I don't want, you know, my album to be all the same. I want them to be able to listen to a song and go, wow, that's really different than the other one, you know. So
Just have
I
a
like that.
whole mood swing in there.
There you go.
I like it.
There you go. Well, I'm sorry, but you look at someone like Taylor Swift, you know, she went from just straight country, she's full on pop now, and she can do everything in between.
Absolutely.
So it's amazing what you can do.
Which songs do you find easier to write? The ones that are just like, ooh, I've got a really cool idea, let's see if we can have some fun, or the ones that are like just deeply personal?
Probably the deeply personal. I mean, and it used to be that all I wrote was just the sad, you know, almost like bluesy kind of songs. But, you know, and that was probably when I was in a sadder time in my life. So I guess it kind of depends on the, you know, where you're at in your life. But I do find now I'm singing more happier songs than I used to, but I still like that soulful kind of stuff. And I like songs that talk about, you know, going through some hard times, but then coming out on top in the end. So I like a little bit of redemptive quality in the songs that I hear. So, yeah.
Well, do you have another one you want to play for us?
Yeah. What do you want to do? You pick it. Play it safe, you always take the straight and narrow path. You don't gamble when it comes to love, 'cause of the downs that you've had. You've been scarred by broken hearts, and you're quick to walk away. But before you run from a real good man, girl, I gotta say, if you feel butterflies and honest lips, then let them fly away. Believe me, girl, a kiss won't lie, it's got a lot to say. Those done me wrongs have made you strong, you don't have to be afraid. Take a chance on love, it's a chance you gotta take. Yeah, chances are you're not too far from running fast. 'Cause who could love a shattered heart with a past like you had? I was once like you till I saw the truth. Now I want you to see. Just take a chance on love. Only love can set you free. Yeah, yeah. Ooh. Yeah, yeah. If you feel butterflies and honest lips, then let them fly away. Believe me, girl, a kiss won't lie, it's got a lot to say. Those done me wrongs have made you strong, you don't have to be afraid. Take a chance on love, it's a chance you gotta take. Just take a chance on love, it's a chance you gotta take.
Cynthia Renee. Tell us where we can find you on socials.
You can find me at cynthiareneemusic.com. You can also stream my songs on all the major streaming platforms. And on the radio. We got songs on the radio right now.
Absolutely,
so call up your station and request it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you
And
for having
thanks
us.
for sharing your story and your music with us.
Absolutely.
Been a blast, and
Thank
we'll see you down the road.
Appreciate it.